Radhe Radhe everyone, I am Abhishek and I am currently studying Ayurveda. So welcome to my channel and आज के इस वीडियो में हम लोग एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक पर डिस्कस करने वाले हैं जो कि हमारे इंडियन कल्चर का बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है जिसको हम बोलते हैं घृत। घृत यानी घी, जिसको हम घी के रूप में जानते हैं और इस्तेमाल करते हैं। हमारी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी का एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण हिस्सा है जिसको हम घी जानते हैं। घी जो होता है वो दूध से बनाया जाता है और इसके कई तरीके से हम इसको यूज करते हैं और इसके बहुत सारे हेल्थ बेनिफिट्स हैं। बट ये कैसे बनता है, क्या ये सच में हमारे हेल्थ के लिए अच्छा है, क्या ये हमारे हेल्थ के लिए अच्छा नहीं है, इसको हमें कैसे यूज करना है, कब यूज करना है, हम इसको किस किस तरीके से यूज कर सकते हैं, ये सारी चीजें हम आज के इस वीडियो में जानेंगे। वैसे तो घी हमारी सेहत के लिए बहुत बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है और हमें इसको रोज कुछ पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट में यूज करना चाहिए। बट आज के समय के लोगों में बहुत सारे ऐसी शंकाएं, बहुत सारे ऐसे डाउट्स आ चुके हैं कि उन लोगों को लगता है कि घी जो है वो हमारी सेहत के लिए अच्छा नहीं है। बट हमारे आयुर्वेद में बहुत पहले से ये कहा गया है कि घी इज लाइक अ सुपर फूड which can nourishes your body and your soul as well. Okay, it heals you from inside, so that much importance is given to घृत। okay, घी when a person is born, जब कोई मनुष्य जन्म लेता है तब उसको घी दिया जाता है, जब उस पर्सन की मृत्यु होती है तब भी उसकी आग पर घी डाला जाता है। सो यू कैन इमेजिन फ्रॉम दैट घी इज ऑफ utmost priority and we have to use it, and as a part of Indian country, Indian subcontinent, we if we are not using ghee, it is our bad luck कि हम उस चीज का फायदा नहीं उठा पा रहे हैं जो पूरे विश्व के लिए सबसे अच्छी है। अगर हम बात करें कि इंडिया ने पूरे वर्ल्ड को क्या चीजें दी हैं तो गर्व से कह सकते हैं कि घी इज द थिंग दैट इंडिया इज गिवन टू होल ऑफ द वर्ल्ड एंड इट इज वेरी वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एवरीवन हेल्थ। सो आज हम समझेंगे कि लोगों के बीच में जो ये सारे डाउट्स आए हैं आज के समय पे कि घी क्या हमारे लिए अच्छा नहीं है, अगर नहीं तो क्यों नहीं है, कैसे लोगों ने घी को अच्छे से एक बुरे की तरफ बना दिया है, ये सब चीजें हम आज की वीडियो में देखेंगे। तो अकॉर्डिंग टू मॉडर्न साइंसेस, व्हाट इज घी? सो घी इज नोन एज क्लैरिफाइड बटर। ओके, सो घी इज a type of fat which is rich in saturated, monosaturated and polyunsaturated fats that we will discuss later. But ghee is just type of fat which is produced from the milk. Okay, it is a milk product. According to Ayurveda perspective, it is known as ghrita. How it is originated? It is a very interesting question. Or how it came to earth, because ghrita is whenever we think of ghrita, it shows us a picture of divinity. It is a divine substance which came from the god itself. How it comes to earth? So it is said that when Daksha Prajapati, son of Lord Brahma, when he rubs his hand, then the ghee is fallen off from his hands and it is fell into the fire, and from that his descendant was born. So you can imagine from that how much important ghee is. Okay, so ghee has very much properties which are good for our health. According to Ayurveda, it is the best sneha. Now you are thinking about what is sneha. In Ayurveda, we call all the fatty substance as sneha. So in Ayurveda, there are main 4 types of fats that are ghat, tail, vasa, majja. Among these 4, the best sneha is Ghrita. Ghrita is the best fat in the world and maintains our health, and it also treats various diseases as well. Why it is considered of that much importance? So it has a property in Ayurveda, in particular Charaka Samhita, Sutrasthan, 13th chapter, it is written that it has the property of Sanskarasya Anuvartanat. What does it mean? It means whenever we treat Ghrita or ghee with any other substance, it takes off the properties of that substance without leaving its own properties. So it has the tendency to gain more properties, more and more properties without losing its own properties. That's why it is considered as best sneha, and this quality is only restricted to Ghrita. Ghee is the best holistic, sacred and physically health benefiting substance ever known to human beings. In spite of having this much of importance in Ayurveda, and previously we all are using ghee in our daily life abundantly, but how its consumption reduces, कैसे घी का डाउनफॉल हुआ, कैसे हम लोगों ने अपनी ही चीज को यूज करना बंद कर दिया जो कि हमारे लिए सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है। लोगों को लगता है कि ये जरूरी नहीं है, बट ये बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है। तो इसकी शुरुआत होती है 1950s से। इन 1950s देयर कम्स अ हाइपोथेसिस दैट इज नोन एज लिपिड हाइपोथेसिस। उसने क्या कहा कि जितने भी सैचुरेटेड फैट होते हैं और जो कोलेस्ट्रॉल रिच फूड होते हैं वो हर डिजीजेस का कारण होते हैं और हम लोगों को उन्हें नहीं खाना चाहिए। इससे इंस्पायर होके इन 1968 अमेरिकन हेल्थ एसोसिएशन ने सबसे पहली गाइडलाइंस दी जिसमें उन्होंने कहा कि एनिमल फैट और सैचुरेटेड फैट को यूज नहीं करना चाहिए. दे टोटली बैंड इट. ओके. एंड आफ्टर दैट इन 1977 फर्स्ट टाइम यूएस dietary goals are issued and officially dietary guidelines for Americans are issued in 1980 जिसमें उन्होंने कहा कि we have to avoid consuming too much fat and also in that saturated fat and cholesterol. So they banned it because of saturated fat which are a part of fat substances. Okay, so first of all, because they banned it, their bad influence come to our nation, and because of their influence we stop eating it. And next come the media marketing, where there is the boom of hydrogenation. Vanaspati ghee, vanaspati oil, refined oil are spamming in market. They sought it a better opportunity and they demarcated ghee because of those influences, which is also correct, but it is not the whole thing. You have to know the whole thing. Now we will understand about which fat is good for us and which is not. So this goes down to the composition. Okay, so there are two types of fat mainly. First is saturated fat and second is unsaturated fat. So in saturated fat there is only single bond, no double bond or triple bond is present, but in unsaturated fat there is double bond and triple bond. And monosaturated fat are not good fat, they are bad fat. And the American Health Association and the other countries which recommended to stop consuming fat refers to this saturated fat only, not polyunsaturated fat. Polyunsaturated fat is very much healthy for our body as it decreases the low density cholesterol in our body, and low density cholesterol is the main cause for the heart diseases, obesity, diabetes and very much diseases. Okay, so the main thing is that saturated fat. Now how this ghee came in the picture? So when we came across the chemical composition of ghee, it is find out that ghee is composed of 65% of saturated fat, which is not at all good for our body. It consists of 32% of mono unsaturated fat and 3% of polyunsaturated fat. Now if we compare, then the amount of good fat which is present in ghee is very much less compared to the bad fat. Then why we Ayurveda people says that it is best, why it is very much beneficial for our health? Then the answer lies in the varied chemical composition of ghee. घी में और भी बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं जो हमारी सेहत के लिए बहुत अच्छी होती हैं. घी which is having 65% of saturated fat, it decreases the LDL in our body. It means it has the high amount of bad fat in it. In spite of having that, it is good for our body and it is scientifically proven. Okay, I will provide all the research articles and all in the description box. You can check from that. तो अब हम देखेंगे कि क्या क्या वो चीजें हैं जो घी में होती हैं जो हमारी हेल्थ के लिए बहुत अच्छी. द मेन हेल्थ बेनिफिटिंग केमिकल कंपोजिशन विच इज ऑफ घी, दैट इज इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ शॉर्ट चेन फैटी एसिड्स, मीडियम चेन फैटी एसिड्स, पॉली अनसैचुरेटेड फैटी एसिड्स, मोनो अनसैचुरेटेड फैटी एसिड, SFAs, omega-3 fatty acid, omega-6 fatty acid, and CLA, DHA, and very other chemical substances. And these substances are responsible for the unique behavior of ghee in our body. Acids are the fats which consist of 2 to 6 carbons, and these are produced in our body also naturally by our gut bacteria when the bacteria act on indigestible dietary fibers. Okay, so these are crucial for human health. These short chain fatty acids are very much important for our body. These are the main source of energy for colonocytes and maintain intestinal health. It means these are the main source of energy for the cells of our large intestine and small intestine, and it also manages the intestinal health. Next is medium chain fatty acid. It consists of 6 to 12 carbon, and it may be both saturated and unsaturated, and these are quickly absorbed and metabolized by the liver. These are the rapid source of energy and having potential health benefits. These medium chain fatty acid can be used for obesity, diabetes, and support gut health very much. Okay, after that we all have heard about omega fatty acids. Okay, there are omega-3 fatty acids and omega-6 fatty acids. Ghee contains omega-3 fatty acid, especially the alpha linolenic acids, mono unsaturated omega-3 fatty acid, and there are also a long chain omega 3 acid, which is very much essential for the development of brain of children's, that is known as DHA, that is docosahexaenoic acid. And DHA is important for our brain health, न्यूरोजेनेसिस एंड सिनेप्टिक प्लास्टिसिटी। ओके, हम सब लोगों ने ऐसे बहुत सारे एडवर्टाइजमेंट देखे होंगे जिसमें हम लोग लाइक कॉम्प्लान एंड दिस बॉर्नविटा वगैरह हम लोग देखते हैं, जिसमें वो लोग बोलते हैं कि इसमें डीएचए है। व्हाई डीएचए? बिकॉज इट इज very much important for the children to develop their brain. So it is also a part of ghee, right? Omega 3 fatty acids contains anti-inflammatory effects, supports brain health, and monosaturated omega 3 fatty acids are also beneficial for our heart and our heart vessels also. Okay, now omega 3 fatty acids are a very crucial component of ghee, which is responsible for the good health benefits of ghee, and it is very much necessary that these fatty acids are present in the ghee which you all are consuming. And how can we increase the amount of this omega 3 fatty acid in the ghee? So it is scientifically proven that the animals, or specifically the cows and buffaloes that feeds grass, जो भी गाय भैंस जो घास ज्यादा चरते हैं, वो उनके दूध में this amount of omega 3 fatty acid is more than the cows or buffaloes which do not fed on grass. It is scientifically proven. Okay, now next comes the omega 6 fatty acid, and among these omega 6 fatty acid, the main which is present in ghee, that is CLA, that is conjugate linolenic acid, and it helps in lowering low density lipoprotein, that is cholesterol, that is bad cholesterol, and triglycerides, which are fat which is present in our blood. And it also reduces the heart diseases. It also enhance our heart health. Okay, and it is vital for the normal functioning of all cells of the body. So this is very much important. After these chemical composition, ghee or ghee also contains the fat soluble vitamins, which are vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. Okay, so vitamin A and E are the natural antioxidants. Because of these bioactive components, ghee increases the amount of good cholesterol in the body in spite of having more saturated fatty acids. After all this, now we are going to discuss about the health benefits of ghee. The main aim of Ayurveda is swasthasya swastha rakshanam aturasya vikar prashamanam cha. The first aim is to maintain the health of a healthy individual, and the second is to treat the diseased person, and after treating the person, maintain the health of that person. So in that, ghee is very important because it provides very much healing property, and it is useful in various diseases. The first one, that is prameha. Prameha, in some context, we can correlate it with diabetes mellitus in modern sciences. Prameha is a type of disease that have similar features to that of diabetes mellitus, but it is not exactly diabetes mellitus or diabetes normally. So India is presently the world capital of diabetes. It means we are having the maximum cases of diabetes, and by consuming ghee in a proper quantity here means the quantity which is required for your body according to your prakriti and to your bodily needs. So if you consume a proper amount of ghee, then it will maintain the level of glucose in your body, and it maintains the diabetes. There are various factors which are responsible for this, that the various components of the ghee. Among them, first one is SCFA, that is short chain fatty acid. It regulates the gut liver signaling, and it enters the gut liver axis or through the portal circulation, and it enters the liver, and in liver it activates various receptors. And what does those receptors do? They induce fatty acid oxidation, and the fatty acid breaks down, and it reduces the low density cholesterol or low density lipoprotein in our body, and in turn increases the HDL concentration, and it also improves bile acid mechanism. Next is CLA. So CLA is conjugated linolenic acid. It also improves reverse cholesterol mechanism, by which the overall concentration of HDL increases in our body. And when HDL increases, also the bad cholesterol decreases. It also helps in prameha or diabetes, as well as it also increases the stamina of a person. Next comes the natural property of ghee, that is stimulating the bile production and its secretion. It is the natural tendency of ghee that it stimulates liver to produce the bile, and And bile is produced through cholesterol. When low density cholesterol breaks, it goes in the mechanism where it is converted into the bile acids, which later stores in the gallbladder, and again it parts in the metabolism of fat, absorption and breakdown or digestion of fat, which again decreases the amount of lipid, cholesterol or glucose in our body, and also helps in maintaining diabetes. So after diabetes, there comes the heart diseases. Grita also plays a very important role in maintaining the cardiac diseases, that is Hridaya Roga in Ayurveda. As what is the function of low density cholesterol? It obstructs our blood vessels. It deposited time to time over the time in our arteries and blocks the arteries and thickens the walls. So the area inside the arteries become less and the flow of the blood become more hard to pass on. So that leads to coronary heart diseases. So when LDL is decreased due to Ghee consumption, it overall increases HDL, which lowers the LDL and opens the obstruction and thereby improves cardiac health and also prevents from cardiac diseases. Next is anti-carcinogen. In this modern time, we are having various therapies, chemotherapies, radiotherapies for the treatment of cancer. But we also have to search for other measures for the treatment of cancer. Here comes the Grita again. So there are various formulation in our Ayurveda which are excessively used by the practitioners and which are giving us the tremendous result in the treatment of cancer. One among such formulation is Panchagavya Grita. So I am also providing the in description box the various research articles related to Panchagavya Grita used in the treatment of cancer. You can also refer from that. Next, after that, it is also good for our brain function because it is having omega-3 fatty acid, omega-6 fatty acid, which are very much responsible for brain functioning as well as brain development. So these are very much needed. So for our brain functioning, and there are also various formulation in our Ayurveda which also boost our memory, our brain power, and our intellect, and our grasping power, retention power, like that. All our brain health. That is known. This function in Ayurveda, particularly known as Medya. So one beautiful formation among that category is Brahmi Grita. Next is absorption and digestion of food. In our Indian culture, there is a practice that applying of ghee over roti or chapati, and after that we consume it. So what does it do? According to Ayurveda, घी में स्निग्ध गुण होता है. जैसा कि हम सब जानते हैं, जब भी आग जल रही होती है तो जब भी हम उसमें घी डालते हैं तो आग बढ़ती है. लाइक दैट देयर इज डाइजेस्टिव फायर विच डाइजेस्ट द फूड. जो भी हम खाना खाते हैं उसको पचाने के लिए हमारे शरीर में एक अग्नि होती है जिसको हम जठराग्नि बोलते हैं. तो जब भी हम खाना खाते हैं उसके साथ जब हम घी लगाते हैं तो घी के लगाने से उस खाने का डाइजेशन अच्छा होता है. क्यों? क्योंकि घी में स्निग्ध गुण होता है जो कि हमारी अग्नि को बढ़ाता है. साथ ही साथ वो हमारे जो हम खाना खाते हैं उसको एब्जॉर्प्शन के लिए भी ज्यादा आसान बना देता है. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो वन वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट. हमारे जो पूर्वज थे उनको ये चीज पता थी, इसीलिए उन्होंने ये करना शुरू किया. बट टाइम टू टाइम ये कल्चर खत्म होता जा रहा है. बट हमको ऐसा नहीं करना है बिकॉज देयर इज अ पर्टिकुलर साइंटिफिक रीजन in that. So we have to think. So next is the presence of fat soluble vitamins in ghee, that are vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K. So because of the presence of these vitamins, it also have varied functions. So vitamin A is responsible for eye, vision, for improving vision. It is also useful. Vitamin D, which is related to bone health, so it is also good for bones. Next is vitamin E, which is good for immunity. It is a natural antioxidant. Next is vitamin K. It is good for our circulatory system. It is good for our blood. It also helps in coagulation. Next is for cosmetic purpose. That is the very much importance. In present era, everyone is going for their skin color, complexion and all, and in that scenario Ghee also works very well. So there is a very wonderful formulation and very popular, that is Shat Dhaut Ghee, which means Shat means 100, Dhaut means washed, Ghee is a ghee. So in this formulation we wash the ghee 100 times and it is used for cosmetic purposes, and it also provide as a luster to our body. It also nourishes our body. It also act as a moisturizer. So you can use this formulation for your skin care also. After that, next is in our Ayurveda, the main treatment modalities are known as panchkarma. So there are 5 procedures which are mainly done to treat every disease. So before doing panchkarma, there are some previous procedures to doing that, the pre procedures, so which consist of sneha karma and sweda karma. In sneha karma, we make the patient to consume the ghृत. So particular amount of ghृत, quantity of ghृत is mentioned, that is to be consumed by the individual before the panchkarma, that makes prepare their body for the main procedure. And there is one more additional point that you all now knowing or came across through social media, that is coffee with ghee. There various actors and actresses are promoting this and using this as their routine of their daily morning. They are using ghee in their coffee and using it. Why? Because it is important. They know the importance of it, that's why they are using. And we normal people, we also know, but we are influenced by the others. So we don't have to influence from the others, we have to think by our brains, and we have to make sure which is good for us, our family, and which is good for our health also. So we have to start avoiding those all unnecessary marketing campaigns and all, and we have to use what our ancestors do, because they are doing, because they know the benefits of this particular substance. The ghrita is just like amrita when we use it in a proper quantity. Generally, अगर हम किसी भी चीज को एक लिमिट से ज्यादा यूज करेंगे तो वो हमारी बॉडी के लिए अच्छा नहीं होगा. वाइल अगर हम किसी भी चीज को अच्छे से यूज करेंगे, एक लिमिट में यूज करेंगे, तो वो हमारी बॉडी के लिए अच्छा होगा. सिंपल. घी, इट इज ऑल्सो लाइक अमृत, but if we consume it in wrong manner, in wrong way, then it is going to harm us. So we have to decide, we have to think, and after that we have to use in such a way that we can take the most benefit from that for our benefits. So we have to do this, and we have to educate ourselves, our children, and our society as well, that ghee is not bad for our health. It is very much necessary and very much good for our health. So we have to start consuming it on our regular basis. Thank you guys for listening up till now. I hope you enjoyed the video and I am able to pass on some information to you. Now we will meet in next video. Thank you.